welcome to another episode of Love in Waves. I want to talk about catalysts today and how we go to day, and life happens for us. And sometimes it feels really good and sometimes it feels pretty shitty. And so catalysts, things that are coming into our lives to shake us up, to wake us up, to help us to see a new perspective, to grow, to let go of things that are no longer serving us, to make shifts, to change our path, all kinds of different things, to end toxicity in our lives, whether it's in relationship or work that we're doing or the things that we're putting in our bodies. So as your soul is calling you to higher and higher versions of yourself, to bring more of an expansive, higher frequency and more pleasurable feeling life, to then reveal that, to interact in your 3D physical world, there are times when we really can't see what we can't see, and we need a shakeup. And so as we're reintegrating our soul into our body, we are calling forth, basically reattracting in like an in-breath, we're reattracting the parts of us that we have denied, the distortions of the way of thinking and the things that these parts that we've broken off of us, basically denied, repressed, projected, pushed down, and then of course the things we have not processed that are making us sick, truly in the mind, in the body, and of the spirit as well. And so we'll have things come to us in our life to reflect that, to challenge that, to push our buttons and help us to see it differently. And the unfortunate part is that we've been lifetimes and lifetimes of habit of not processing these things. We're trying to process the energy through the energy centers of the body, and it just gets stuck. It either gets stuck at the root or at the sacral chakra or at the, at the solar plexus. And these are all of those, lower emotions, as I say, right? The slower, more dense emotions, and things get trapped there and they don't process through. And so we're not able to embody higher wisdom, higher mind. And so we're relying on the lower self, on the ego, that we have identified largely with to try to deal with the situation that's irritating us. And that lower mind can only pull from what it knows, from its own experience, what it's stored away, what is judged and compartmentalized and put into its place, right? In its control, to feel safe and in control and fed, because the ego also gets addicted to energy, whether it's good or bad. It becomes addicted. And so it's got its own sort of life going on. That's the lower mind. And so if we don't bring consciousness to the catalyst or the trigger that's coming at us, or the thing that's triggering us, if we don't pay attention to the feelings and the emotions of the body that feel constricting, and we don't pay attention to our reactions, then we're relying on the lower mind to correct the situation. And what got you here is not going to get you there. You have to call upon your higher self, which is an aspect of your soul, which is an aspect of God or the universe, all of the above, literally and figuratively. We are a soul stream, okay? And we've got all this access that we need to reconnect to these higher versions of us that have all the answers and all the guidance and knows everything that we want and wants to deliver it to us, but we're not listening. Okay. So I did a video, I don't know, a few videos back about wholeheartedness. It's about processing through the mind, but then through the heart. It's taking in the information, taking in the trigger or the catalyst and bringing it to the heart, feeling through it, bring it to the heart, ask the questions. What is this showing me? What am I not seeing? How can love see this? If I'm defensive for some reason and I'm getting angry, can I love that part of me? Why am I angry? I'm angry because I feel out of control. I'm frustrated. I can't make this be the way I need it to be to feel safe. Well, why do you need it to be this certain way? Well, because if it's not that way, then I feel vulnerable. So you can ask these questions. Well, what happens if you're vulnerable? Well, then I might get hurt and I feel alone and I don't feel supported and I feel separate. Well, yeah, at the root of it all, we don't want to be cast out of the tribe. We'll die if we're cast out of the tribe, right? That's that animal nature. And so it wants to constantly feel safe and good, and then better and better, better. And it just climbs its way up the to this higher, higher station of now ego. Oh, and then it gets prideful and so on, and desires to be more, and moves its way up. And then we've got to get to the heart. We've got to get to the heart, because there's only so far you can get with the ego mind, with the smaller, lower mind. So we've got to bring these together. How does love see this? Okay, well, love sees it like, well, of course you would protect yourself if you felt you were going to die, but you're not going to die. You're whole, you're perfect, you're complete. You can't die, you're eternal. So it's okay to feel that way. No problem. I can love myself anyway. This is a natural thing. I can have compassion. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Do that for yourself. Forgive yourself for judging the feeling as bad, or judging this thing as, anything, all that judging that goes on. So obviously, if we are really stuck in the lower chakras, we're going to have more of those emotions and thoughts that we're pulling in that are of that nature, right? Frequency wise, they're going to be more constricting in general. But as you notice that, you can say, wait a minute, I don't want to feel this way anymore. Let me bring this through the heart. Why am I feeling this way? You can really start to work with it, work with those catalysts, those things that are coming at you. Feels like they're coming at you. They're coming to you for you. And if they're not passing through you, it's because you have blockages. And those blockages are created by perception, not being able to process something in the before and not being able to process it now. So it's either trapped past emotions and things that haven't been able to process, that have literally created distortions of the physical body itself, or it's just not moving through either. So you're feeling it in the now also. It's like a reverberating feeling, or it's just not moving. It makes you sick. It makes you want to, push it back at somebody or do something with it, just anything but process it. So these different survival mechanisms that we have to keep the ego safe are no longer the game. We have to bring it up and transmute that. We have to bring it up to the heart. I say those feelings that are trying to process, it's also coming through. We can actively bring it straight to the heart, but we'll feel that it blocks before it gets to the heart. When it's coming, this way, unconsciously, you'll feel it coming up and getting blocked down here. If you're bringing consciousness to it, you're consciously going, oh, let me bring this here now through the heart. And you can start to see it differently and not have to relive that, certainly at least not at that level. So you can just alchemize it in the moment and just ask for revelation. I say this over and over. I want it to ingrain. Feel the feelings, don't judge them, just watch them, witness them, let them play out without calling it good, bad, this or that, even desirable or undesirable. Just notice the feelings, witness them. You can do a commentary on it without judgment. It looks like this, it feels like this, it's moving around like this. That's it. It's an itch, but it's not irritating, right? So no judgment. So feel the feelings, and then, okay, if I'm supposed to learn something, please show me. You can just leave it at that and move about your day, but don't shove it down. Okay, please, I'm asking you to show me if I'm supposed to learn something here. So there's one thing. Then there's a more active, like I'm saying, okay, I felt this. Now, how does love see this? Then you start to get to where you can inquire. So there's an active process there, so that you can kind of bypass some of the repeating, maybe slightly higher level, but repeating cycles of that same energy you're trying to, the catalyst comes in. Let's say it's a level 10, you just ask for revelation, you get a little bit of something that comes back around at a level 8, and then it comes down and down and down until it goes away. Or you can have it come in as a level 10, you can sit with it, you can journal about it, you can actually put some active inquiry about it, not to relive it, but just to be curious and how can the heart see this? And this could be relatively quick, really, just a couple minutes to write about it a little bit after you're past the emotion. And then you can go from a 10 to a 0 and not have to live anything like it again, right? So catalyst is a gift. Anything that brings those triggers in are a gift for you to feel and inquire and reintegrate yourself. And again, house more soul. And then that slowly, those lower emotions that are not, where that energy is not passing through you and it's still getting stuck, starts to move up and up and up and up and up. And that is why I bring up the scale of consciousness so much, is because it's just a beautiful way to see where things are getting trapped, but having grace with yourself and recognizing that this is just an undoing of lifetimes of lifetimes. And now is the time that you're bringing light to those shadows. It's a perfect time, and it's happening all over. It's happening to the planet. It's happening to our entire solar system. The light is coming on. The sun is on. It's on fire. Of course it is. It's shooting off all kinds of stuff at us right now, and it's going to continue. And we feel that. We feel it in the nervous system. We feel as we're trying. Our DNA is trying to pull in all of this photonic light and all of this deliciousness, which is part of what makes us what we are. We are beings of light, and we're all shadowed up. And so it's pushing this stuff to come up and to be alchemized. And we get to watch and feel ourselves rise into more expansive, more invited feelings that feel beautiful without judgment, really. They just, to me, they're just more pleasurable. It feels better to be in joy and in peace and have love flowing from my heart. But the constriction is fine too. When I feel catalyst and triggers, I'm like, okay, here we go. Thank you. You know, it's just another rhythm of the universe, you know, up and down. It's always going to cycle. It's actually a spiral. But the spiral gets, you know, tighter and tighter until you're in the 0 point, that beautiful non-judgment, non-attachment, peace, zen. You can still feel all the emotions, but you don't have to give it all meanings that you now need to compartmentalize and identify with or disidentify with. You just are. You're just being. That's the 5th dimension. And then all your timelines collapse, and everything that you've ever wanted is already just, it's there. It's just there for you. And you have this trust, this deep trust and knowing. It's beautiful. So that's what I want for you. I hope that's what you want for yourself as well. So embrace the catalysts and the triggers. They are for you. They are absolutely for you. And I'm going to continue to give tools and ways that you can do this, that you can alchemize this and to purify, so that you do get to live the life you've always really been trying to live, you know, or be that catalyst for someone else and play that role fully. And push them into their higher version, because a lot of people are here to play that role as well. And they're just as valid and in doing their part. This is the experience they chose to have in this lifetime. So thank you to those who are here to catalyze us as well, right? Okay. I hope you enjoy this. If you need some help along your journey to your highest and highest and highest, just check the description box below and my website. And you can grab 15 minutes with me to talk about working together. It's not a free coaching call, just a heads up. I've had a lot of people that are just kind of trying to get their free coaching, which I understand. I totally get it, but I'm trying to give that to you here for free on YouTube. So I hope you accept it. And again, down below is all the information. And I hope you have a really beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.